Ajit Pai says he had doubts about the attack, quote unquote, but didn't say anything. Okay, so to revisit this, when the Ajit Pai FCC was trying to repeal net neutrality, the FCC comments were blowing up. The FCC website was blowing up with people commenting in favor of net neutrality because the public overwhelmingly supports net neutrality, as they should. Ajit Pai and the FCC claimed that there was a cyber attack, and that's why the website went down, because during the comment period, the website went down. Ajit Pai claimed it was a cyber attack. There's no evidence linking that it was a cyber attack. In fact, there's more evidence pointing to it wasn't. So they lied about that. The chairman stumbled through questions about the non-existent attack on the net neutrality comment system during a Senate Commerce Committee hearing. Ajit Pai says he was asked to keep quiet about the fact that a cyber attack his agency claimed happened never did. Last year, an FCC site for people to submit comments went down due to a flood of commenters. The organization, with its head being Ajit Pai, told the public it was a targeted attack. That wasn't true. So at the hearing today, Pai told the Senate committee he had his doubts about the targeted attack from the beginning, but went along with it. Once we knew what the conclusions were, it was very hard to stay quiet. We wanted the story to get out because it vindicated what we were saying, that we were relying on the chief information officer. Last year, the electronic comment filing system that was collecting comments was overwhelmed. So the reports of an attack weren't true. The chief information officer told them it was, and then they had doubts about it, but they wanted to spread it anyway. So here's more of Pai's bullshit. It's a difficult position to be in. The story in this report vindicates my position that I was relying on the CIO. So basically he's saying it's not my fault. I was relying on this faulty information. It was in our interest to get it out sooner. I did what I thought was the right thing to do, which was stick by the IG. So stick by the wrong story even when you know it's the wrong story. Good job, Ajit Pai. You also think repealing net neutrality is a good thing, even though 83% of the public favors net neutrality. You also think it's the right thing to thumb your nose at the general public because you get a lot of money. You get a lot of money from the corporate internet service providers like Comcast and Verizon and AT&T. What a liar. What an unapologetic liar. And Ajit Pai, who brought him into the fold? Barack Obama did. And then Donald Trump made him the head. It's a big club. It's a big club, and the last thing they care about is our free and open internet. Ajit Pai is basically just trying to pass the buck. He's trying to just pass the blame. So they know that the story of the attack was nonsense. Ajit Pai's defense is, well, I had my suspicions, but I was going by what the chief information officer told me, and I thought it'd be best to stick to that story because my opinions can be bought and paid for by the highest bidder. Because I am a corporate tool, and I am corrupt to the bone, and I don't care. That's his defense. That's Ajit Pai's defense. So we'll see. All right, so the hearing's out there. That's the gist of the hearing. And you can go over to C-SPAN. I'm sure you can watch the replay. We're waiting on consequences, if there will be any. Is this political theater? Maybe. Is this something more? Hopefully. Hopefully he gets removed his head, and hopefully, because of the negligence found in all this, they can use that to really force the CRA and overturn the net neutrality repeal. And again, we're still fighting for net neutrality in many different ways. What are some of the ways we're fighting? State-level net neutrality protections. We got a really good bill here in California. I wish Scott Wiener would come on this show to talk about it more. But he has since been not confirming. I really want to have him on to talk about net neutrality. He won't come on the show. We're also fighting back with, one of the task force I'm involved in, one of the task force Andrew's involved in over where Andrew lives, and we're trying to get municipal internet in our communities. And if we all do that in our community, we'll have municipal internet across the country. Municipal internet ends the net neutrality battle once and for all. Why? Because it takes the internet and it puts it in the hands of the public. And you pay your internet bill the same way you pay for your water or your sewage or your garbage. It becomes a city utility. The cities that have done this experience the best internet in the country at a reasonable price. So we are fighting back, and those are some of the ways we're fighting back. But this is a good thing that Ajit Pai is facing this hearing. Even if it's political theater, it's still a good thing because it's turning more people onto these issues. Will it be disappointing if it's nothing more than political theater? Absolutely. Is there a chance it's nothing more than political theater? Certainly. Might he face some real consequences? Hopefully. And hopefully they can say, this tarnishes the process. Because you faked this attack and lied about this attack, this tarnished the net neutrality hearing process. And we have to overturn that appeal. We have to enact the CRA. A couple other Republicans will get on board and overturn this CRA, or overturn the net neutrality repeal. But that's what happened at the hearing, gist of the hearing. Ajit Pai said, it's the chief information officer's fault. I just went by that information. It was tough to correct it. Don't you see what a hard position I'm in? Ajit Pai, you're one of the most disliked people in the country. You're going to have a hard time garnering any sympathy from anybody that knows who you are.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your